Hello everyone, how is it going? Today we are going to have a look at the Viofo A129 Duo IR dash camera. And this dash camera is special designed for Uber or taxi driver. It includes one front-facing camera and one interior camera. Both cameras can record at 1080p 30 frames per second. And I have been testing this dash camera in my car and my wife's car for about 2 months. And so far the dash camera works good. And today I'm going to talk about some features and my first impression about the Viofo A129 Duo IR dash camera. And my first impression about the Viofo A129 is its video quality. Viofo A129 shows fantastic video quality both at daytime and night. Here I'm still comparing Viofo A129 with E-dash camera for two main reasons. The first reason, E-dash camera has pretty good video quality at daytime, and I continue using it as a golden standard. And the second reason, if you look at these two dash camera, they're using similar chipset, and they both using 2 megapixels image sensors. And Viofo A129 is using Sony StarWiz sensor, which are optimized for night vision. And the E-dash camera using OnSemi sensor. So from hardware perspective, Viofo A129 has 1.6 aperture and Sony StarWiz sensor, and everything is optimized for night vision. These two dash cameras are supposedly have similar footage at daytime. But here let's look at footage at daytime. And A129 provides very clear pictures at daytime. And you can stop the video at any time and zoom into the video. So here the footage from A129 provides a lot of details. Here just look at the road. You can see the pattern of the road. But from E-dash camera, everything just merged together. This doesn't look like a hardware related issue. This is more looks like a firmware issue. So for E-dash camera, they aggressively compress the video data and make the video lose too much details. But for A129, most likely they have a little better video compression algorithm, make the video looks much better at daytime. And you may be wondering, how does this affect me? So here, let's stop the video at the same time and focusing on the license plate. So both cameras are 1080p 30 frames per second. So due to the A129 has a different video compression algorithm, and when you play back the video, it does not lose too much detail. You'll still be able to read out the license plate from a moving vehicle. But on the E-dash camera, you can see they're too aggressive to compress the video, and the video loses too much details. You cannot see anything clear from moving object. Here I'm inside the parking garage and turn off the garage light. Here, Viofo A129 takes a lot of advantage from Sony StarWiz sensor and 1.6 aperture, and make the video much better at night. Even though it's not very clear, but you can see everything in front of you. But from E-dash camera, it shows totally black. You cannot see anything. This is a hardware related issue. So OnSemi sensor is not doing as good as Sony StarWiz sensor. And the second feature I like about A129 is its still body design. Here I mounted the camera behind the rearview mirror and mounted the interior camera to the rear window. And here if you pay great attention to look at, you still could be able to see the dash camera. But if you're just generally looking at the car, you cannot find dash camera, and this feature is very important to me. So currently I travel to San Francisco Bay Area every other week. While I'm traveling to San Francisco, I have to parking my car on the street. So if I left anything treasure inside the vehicle overnight, and I may find my windows get smashed the other morning, like my neighbor's car. Many people don't know that's the dash camera. and they think it's something treasure. So for that reason, before I'm using A129, every time I park the car on the street, I have to remove the dash camera from the windshield and take a lot of time. And the steel body design lets the camera hide behind the rearview mirror. And they have similar color tone. From outside of the car, it's pretty hard to see the dash camera. And if you don't pay attention, you cannot see the dash camera at all. So right now, I'm confident to live in the inside the vehicle if I'm parking on the street. And the next impression about A129 is it could be able to working at a very hot temperature. Here, I intentionally parking the car under the sun, and I turn off the AC, turn off the air circling, and I left the dash camera working inside the vehicle at this hot temperature, and dash camera working just fine. No overheating, no battery issue, no autofocus. And there are two main reasons for dash camera can working at so hot temperature. The first reason is the dash camera has a lot of air vent. So you can see there is an air vent on the top of the dash camera and on both sides of the dash camera, at the back side of the dash camera. And even if you look at the lens, there are air vents on both sides of the lens. A lot of air vent will better help the dash camera dissipate excessive heat and cooling down faster. We are living in Central Valley, and the summer here is terribly hot. Temperature always go over 100 degrees, and sometimes even go over 110 degrees. And so far, I have 3 dash cameras that died of heat-related issue already. Heat dissipation is very critical for a dash camera if it wants to survive this kind of summer. The air vent all over the body will help the A129 dissipate excessive heat and survive crazily hot summer. Another feature is the A129 is equipped with supercapacitor instead of lithium-ion battery. A lot of dash cameras that have a lithium-ion battery built in. Even though the lithium-ion battery have a lot of advantage, cheap to build, and have more power density, but there's one major drawback, is temperature. For a regular lithium-ion battery, the maximum operation temperature is 113 degrees, which is 41 Celsius. The higher temperature will cause the battery performance degrade. But here we don't care about the battery performance. We care about the safety. So for the temperature, over some certain operation temperature, the battery may get unsafe and get explode. And here I have a dash camera that battery explode internally and damage the screen. And for Viofo A129 is using capacitor instead of lithium-ion battery. And the capacitor, the operation temperature can go up to 158 Fahrenheit, which is 70 Celsius. So this is much higher than regular lithium-ion battery. And this will further help the dash camera survive terrible Central Valley hot summer. Another feature I like about A129 Duo IR is its rotatable interior camera. A129 Duo IR is special designed and optimized for taxi and Uber driver, and it provides an interior camera which could record both driver and passengers just in case something happened. On the camera, you have full powerful infrared LED, which could lighting up interior of the vehicle. You can put this camera at the front windshield or at the rear window, and the interior camera has 180-degree rotatable lens. If you don't like use it as an interior camera, you can always rotate it 180 degrees and use it as a rear view camera. So after talking about A129 features, I'm going to talk about something that A129 can be improved in the future. And the first thing that can be improved is starting up time. So here, let's start up the dash camera. So here you can see it takes about 15 seconds from power up the dash camera to the dash camera begin to recording. This is much longer than most of majority dash camera. And if A129 can optimize the firmware and speed up starting time, that will be great. And the second thing can be improved in the firmware is the live video source. Here, I would like to set up the screen live video source to interior camera. But for some reason, if I turn off the dash camera and power it back up again, and you can see the live video source will change to rear overlay. For most of the people, this won't be an issue, but for me, I just want to set up to rear camera. So if Viofo could do a firmware update and address those issues that I mentioned, that would be fantastic. And so far, the Viofo A129 works very good in my car. And I will continually testing this dash camera and update my experience about the Viofo A129. Thanks for watching. If you have any comment or question, please let me know.